Okay, I think it's on now. 여러분 안녕하세요. Hi everyone. I'm pretty sure many of you guys are celebrating the new year in your own way. So you guys might not be able to join my class. So this would be my very first live class in the new year, guys. And this is one of the Hanja series. So we're gonna look at. Oh, I see many of you guys coming in. Hi everyone. Happy New Year. Oh, and by the way, can you guys hear me well? 제 목소리 잘 들려요? Hello guys, Happy New Year. 새해 복 많이 받으세요, 여러분. Happy New Year. Hello. Oh, more people are coming in than I expected. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Thank you so much for coming in. I wanted to do a live class. I haven't done it in a long time, right? For a while I haven't been on live. But I thought it would be a good way to celebrate the new year with you guys. So that's why I decided to open a live class today. I'm sorry there was no notification in advance. This was just like a very impromptu decision to do this class. But I prepared a lot for this class. So I hope you guys learn many vocabularies through this class. So without further ado, I'll just get straight into it. So this is the Hanja that we're gonna learn today. And before we move on to learning what it means and in what vocabularies this Hanja is used, let's first break this Hanja down. So this Hanja is a combination of this Hanja and, oh, sorry, it looks ugly. Let me write it again. And this Hanja. So I'm pretty sure you guys remember what this Hanja means. I told you guys that it resembles a person walking. It looks as if a person is walking, right? So this Hanja means a person, and it's pronounced in Korean, right? And for this Hanja, it might not be familiar to many of you guys, but this Hanja means tree, 나무. It kind of looks like tree, doesn't it? It's like a branch, and then this is like leaves, and this is red, 목. So back to this Hanja that we're going to learn today. This Hanja depicts a person sitting next to a tree taking a rest. So this Hanja means to take a rest, which is 쉬다 in Korean. So this Hanja means 쉬다, and it's pronounced 휴. And there are many Korean vocabularies that use 휴 in it. And the most common one is 휴식. 휴식 means rest in Korean. And if you want to say to take a rest, if you want to use it in a verb, you can simply say 휴식하다. But this is not the only way. There are a couple of more ways to say to take a rest, which is 휴식을 취하다. Or you can also say 휴식을 가지다. So 취하다 means to take. So 휴식을 취하다, to take a break. 가지다 means to have. So it means to have a break. 휴식을 취하다, 가지다. And all these three verbs mean 쉬다. So 쉬다 is a pure Korean verb, and 휴식 is a Sino-Korean word. So let's make an example sentence using 휴식. So you can say 아무리 바빠도 틈틈이 휴식을 취해야 돼요. Let's look at this sentence. 아무리 바빠도 잠깐만요. How do I move it? Oh, there you go. So 아무리 and this 바빠도 is a combination of 바쁘다 plus 아어도, right? 아어도, which means like even if. So 아무리 plus 아어도 means no matter how much verb or adjective you are. You do or you are. So 아무리 바빠도 would mean no matter how busy, 바쁘다, busy you are, 아무리 바빠도. 틈틈이, this might be a new word to a lot of you. So 틈틈이 is an adverb, guys, adverb. So 틈 means like a spare moment, spare time. So if you say 틈틈이, it means using your spare time, using your spare moment, whenever you can spare a moment. So 틈틈이, using your spare moment, 틈틈이 휴식을 취해야 돼요. 휴식을 취하다, we learned that it means to take a rest, right? And 아어야 돼요 means to have to, right? So this sentence would mean 아무리 바빠도, no matter how busy you are, using your spare moment, 휴식을 취해야 돼요. You have to take a rest. 이런 식으로 쓸 수가 있어요. And also, 잠깐만요, 휴식. There's also another word for rest, which is 휴게. But this word isn't used in and of itself unless you mean 휴게실, like resting room. So let's write it down. 잠깐만요, let me use a different color, a thicker one. So if you say 휴게실, it means a resting place, a resting room. And we don't say 휴식실, we say 휴게실. So the word 휴게실, 휴게 is used for resting room. And 실 here is also another Sino-Korean word that means a room. And there are many more words that use 실, like 화장실. You guys have heard of it, right? 화장실. 화장실 means bathroom, restroom, as in like bathroom. So 화장실 means restroom, not the room where you take a break for like coffee or for some drinks, but it's a restroom where you use for bathroom, right? So 화장실 and 휴게실 are different. So 휴게실, you likely see a lot of 휴게실 in a company building, 휴게실 in a company building, or maybe even a library. So whenever you get tired in the middle of studying or working, you can leave your office or your seat to go to 휴게실 for coffee, for snacks, or for chit-chatting with your friends. And if you're done resting, you can come back from 휴게실 to your office. So 휴게실 means resting room. 화장실. And there are many more words that use 실, this hanja. So obviously those words would indicate a certain kind of room for certain purposes, right? And 실, the pure Korean word for room is 방. So let's take a couple of more examples. So if you say 거실, this would mean a big room. So it's a living room. And if you say 침실, it would mean, I think if you guys know what 침대 is, you can guess what 침실 would mean. 침대 means bed, so obviously 침실 would be bedroom. And we also use it for 교실. So 교, we learn, means to teach. And if you say 교실, it means a teaching room. So it means a classroom. So, and there's another word for classroom actually, which goes like this. 강의실. So 강의 means lecture, guys, lecture. So 강의실 would mean lecture room. So both are the rooms where classes take place, right? Classroom. But the difference would be that 강의실 is used more often in like bigger organization like universities or grad school. So 강의실, 교실 both mean classroom, but 강의실 for like bigger classrooms. So that's the word that use 실. Oh, and I also forgot to mention another word that use 휴게. That has 휴게 in it. So 휴게가, have you guys heard of 휴게소? 여러분 휴게소 들어봤어요? 휴게소? 요 소가요. This 소 means, this is also another Sino-Korean word that means place. And for 장소, this would mean a place. So this 소 comes from Chinese character as well, which means place. So 휴게소 would literally mean a resting place. But the funny thing is, most Koreans, whenever they hear the word 휴게소, we think of 휴게소 in highways. So highway is 고속도로, 고속도로, and 도로 means road, and 고속 means literally high speed. So 고속도로 means highway or freeway. And if you guys have been to Korea, or if you guys live in Korea, you probably have heard of 휴게소, 휴게소. So actually, let me show you guys the picture. 잠깐만요, of 휴게소. Let me switch it to screen share. 휴게소. So there are endless list of 휴게소. 휴게소 진짜 많아요. 휴게소가, it's located in the middle of highways. So the list goes on. And 휴게소 usually looks kind of like this. This is the exterior of 휴게소. And there's a parking lot, and there's lots of restaurants, coffee shops. You can have snacks here. And it's famous for a diverse menu. So let me actually show you guys like the actual menus in 휴게소. So let's take a look at some blog posts. The quality of the food is really good. It's so good. Like, where's the menu? They sell many different kinds of things. So if you come to Korea and you're traveling by your car and you're taking the highway, and whenever you feel tired while driving, you can always stop by at this kind of 휴게소 and check out all the yummy food there. They have like Korean food, Japanese food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food, Western food, all sorts of things. So definitely visit 휴게소 when you come here, when you come to Korea, guys. So let's switch it back to the PDF screen. So that's what 휴게소 is. That's what we call 휴게소. 휴게소. 벌써 배가 고프네요. 점심을 먹었는데 I did have lunch, but I'm still drooling because I saw lots of pictures of food. And moving on to another word that has 휴 in it. So I'm pretty sure you guys remember this Hanja from last lesson. This is pronounced il, and this means day. So if you say 휴일, 휴일, it means a resting day, right? So it means a holiday, a day off, a day where we don't work. And the day where we don't work, holidays would include 주말, right? 주말, end of the week, so it means weekend, 주말. Or it could be 공휴일, 공휴일. So what kind of 휴일 is 공휴일? So this 공, guys, this 공 comes from this 한자, which means public. So if you say 공휴일, it means a public holiday, a publicly, nationally designated holidays. 공휴일. So there are many types of 공휴일 in Korea, and I mentioned a few in the last lesson, right? 공휴일, public holiday. And speaking of 공, guys, 공, there are many words that use 공, that has 공 in it. So if you say like 공교육, 교육 means education. 공교육, as you can guess, it means a public education. And if you say 공공장소, 공공장소, 장소 기억나요, 여러분? Do you guys remember what 장소 meant? 장소, we just learned it. We learned it like just a few minutes ago. It means place. 장소 means place. So 공공장소 would mean a public place. So let's try making a sentence using 공공장소. 공공장소. You can say 공공장소에서 소리를 지르면 안 돼요. Oops, maybe maybe I could. Can I make it bigger? Maybe not. Okay, let's just go with this. So 공공 장소에서 at pen. Okay, at a public place. 공공 장소에서 소리를 지르다 면 안 돼요. So 소리를 지르다 means to shout a noise. So it means to yell. To yell, to shout. To yell, 소리를 지르다. And we learned this expression, 면 안 돼요, right? It's an expression of like prohibiting a certain action. Like you're not allowed to do that, you can't do that, you should not do that. So 공공 장소에서 소리를 지르면 안 돼요 would mean you cannot yell at a public place. 공공 장소에서 소리를 지르면 안 돼요. 이런 식으로 쓰이고요. 그리고 공의 반대말은 the antonym of 공, public, is 사. 사 means private, personal. 사. So if you want to say private education, I think you can easily guess how we say it. You put 사 and then 교육, private education, right? 사교육. Or you can also say 사생활. If you guys know what 생활 means, then I think you guys can guess what this would mean. 생활. So 생활 means a daily life. So it's different from 인생, which means like a person's life in general, like life in general, but 생활 is more like daily life. So 사생활 would be a personal life, private life. Or it can also mean privacy. So let's try making another example sentence. So if you want to say we should respect each other's privacy, you can say 서로의 사생활을 존중해야 돼요. 서로의 사생활을 존중해야 돼요. 서로 means each other. So 서로의 would be each other's, right? Each other's, possessive. Each other's privacy, 사생활을 존중해야 돼요. 그래서 존중하다 하면요. 존중하다. It means to respect. Like to respect someone's opinion, to respect someone's privacy. So 야 돼요, we all know it means to have to, right? So 서로의 사생활을 존중해야 돼요 would mean we have to respect each other's privacy. 서로의 사생활을 존중해야 돼요. 사 even mean death. 제넷님, 사가요. 사, there's another 한자 which goes like this. And this means death. So depending on which 한자 stands behind a certain word, even if it's pronounced the same, they mean different things. But this 사 is for private. 공과 사. 그다음에 speaking of, I forgot to mention one more word related to 휴일. Have you guys heard of 연휴? 연휴 들어봤어요? 연휴? 연휴가요. This 연 means like continuous, like to connect. 연. So 연휴 means a consecutive holiday. So it refers to a holiday period where they have more than 2 days of holidays. So automatically, some traditional holidays like 설날, Lunar New Year, right? Lunar New Year, or 추석, Korean Thanksgiving. They are usually 3 days holiday. So automatically, 설날 and 추석 are called 연휴. They're consecutive holidays. Or we also call them 명절. Traditional holiday. 명절. And we also call 연휴 when, for example, let's say this is a calendar and this is 금요일, Friday, 토요일, Saturday, 일요일. Let's say our Independence Day, 광복절, falls on Friday. If that's the case, 금, 토일. So 토일 is usually usually 휴일, right? Because it's weekend. So if a holiday goes like this, we also call this 연휴. Sorry about that. 연휴, because they're consecutive. We take a break for 3 days, so that's more than 2 days. So we call these kind of cases 연휴. And same would be the case when the public holiday, the 공휴일, falls on Monday, because it would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day off, and that's 3 days off, right? So those kinds of holiday period we call 연휴. Okay, then let's move on to more vocabularies that have 휴 in it that are related to 학교, school. School. So there are 3 words that I brought, 3 most common words that I brought, which are 휴강. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. It was fine like earlier before I started the live. 휴강, 휴교, and then there is 휴학. So I think many of my viewers are like students. Not all of them, of course, but many of them. So these would be useful to use. So 휴강. Do you guys remember what 강의 meant? 강의? 강의 means lecture, and it can also mean like class. So if you say 휴강, it means a lecture or class is taking a break. So if you say 휴강하다, it means to cancel a class. And 휴강 itself is a noun that means a canceled class. 휴강하다. So for example, you can say, if your professor is sick, so 교수님께서 편찮으셔서 오늘 수업이 휴강됐어요. or 수업을 휴강하셨어요. So 교수님 is professor. 교수님께서 and 께서 is an honorific of 이가 particle, right? Honorific of subject particle. So professor께서 편찮으시다 is the honorific form of 아프다, to be sick. 편찮으셔서. So our professor is sick. So today's class, 오늘 수업이 휴강됐어요. 여기서. So I haven't made a video about passive and active form of verbs in Korean yet, but I'm pretty sure many of you guys already know about this. So 휴강하다 means to cancel a class, and if you want to change this verb, usually 하다 ending verb, into a passive form, to be cancelled, for something to be cancelled, the class to be cancelled, you can say 휴강되다. Something is cancelled. So when you use it in passive form, that something that has been done is usually the subject, right? The subject is done, right? You don't done something to some. You don't. How to explain this? You don't done something, so that something cannot be object, right? It has to be subject. So it is followed by subject marker. So 오늘 수업이 휴강됐어요. Today's class got cancelled. 휴강됐어요. Usually in universities, you don't say like 수업이 취소되다. 취소 also means to cancel. But when it comes to like school class being cancelled, we mostly use 휴강되다, not 취소되다. 취소 is for canceling like the event or some other things other than class. And 수업을 휴강하셨어요 would mean the professor cancelled the class. So 수업 is the thing that the action has been done to, right? So 수업 can be used as an adjective here. Not adjective, object. Object here. 수업 can be used as an object if it's followed with the 휴강하다 verb, because it's an active verb and this action is done onto the object. 수업을 휴강하셨어요. So 휴강 is a very useful word to know if you're a student. And 휴교. So this 교 means school. This 교 comes from 학교. 학교. And if you say 휴교, it means a school is taking a break. So it means a school is closed for a certain period of time. Not for good, but for good you can say 폐교, which is another Hanja that we're going to learn later. 폐 means to close. 폐교 means like the school is closed for good. But 휴교 means the school is closed temporarily. So it's really common these days, right? Due to COVID-19, you can say like 코로나 때문에 due to COVID-19 전국의 모든 학교들이 휴교 중이에요. So 코로나 때문에, because of COVID-19, 전국 means entire country. Entire country. So nationally, 모든 학교들이, all schools, 휴교 중이에요. They are in the middle of closure. They're in the middle of taking a break. Temporarily, they're closed down. 휴교 중이에요. 휴교. 그리고 휴학은요. So this 학 means study, guys. Study. So it means you are taking a break from studying. So 휴학 is used in universities when you take a semester off, when you take a leave of absence from school. So usually to take a semester off. It can also be a year off or 2 years off, but since registration in Korean universities is done each semester, 휴학 is usually used for take a semester off. And semester in Korean is 학기. 그래서 study period, semester. So for example, you can say, no space. Maybe I could use this margin over here. You can say 이번 학기는, for this semester, 이번 학기는 휴학하고 해외여행을 다녀오려고 해요. 이번 학기는, we learn 학기 means semester, right? So for this semester, 이번 학기는 휴학하다, to take a semester off, right? 이번 학기는 휴학하고, I'm gonna take a semester off, and 휴학하고 해외여행. 해외 means overseas, abroad, and 여행 means travel. So, sorry, I always mess up pronouncing people's name, but 타사가타님, thank you so much for the gift. So 해외 is overseas, and 여행 means travel, so it's overseas trip. 해외여행을 다녀오려고 해요. 다녀오다, and then 려고 하다. So 려고 하다 means to plan to, and 다녀오다, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this word a lot, especially if you watch a lot of Korean TV shows or dramas. So 다녀오다 is our way of saying, 잠깐만요, I need more space. Maybe use this one. Okay. So 다녀오다가요 can also be interchangeable with 갔다 오다. And to break this word down, it means to go and then come back. To go and then come back. And we usually say it like this when we are going somewhere, except when we are moving to that place for good. So when we are going somewhere, it's guaranteed that we're coming back, right? Unless we're moving there and unless we're relocating there. So it's our way of saying to go. So to go and then come back. So in English, you can just translate it as to go. So 다녀오려고 해요. 해외여행을 다녀오려고 해요 would mean I plan to go go and then come back. Go on a overseas trip. 이번 학기는 this semester 휴학하고 I'm going to take a semester off and go on a trip abroad. 이런 식으로 하면 돼요. 그 다음에 다녀가다. 고우라님, 다녀가다는요. That's a good question. 다녀가다 하면요. 이게 약간 이제 to visit, to go. Sorry, I messed up the spelling here. What's wrong with me? 다녀가다, not 다녀다가. 다녀가다. It means to visit somewhere, to stop by somewhere, and then go. 다녀가다. So it means it's used when you want to say someone like visited here. Someone's like stopped by here. So you can say like, let's say, 오늘 저희 집에 our house, 저희 집에 선생님께서 다녀가셨어요. If you say like this. 루시나님 안녕하세요. 루시나, hi. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. Thank you for joining the class. And thank you so much for all the help that you have given me. You're amazing. Rushina is amazing, guys. Anyways, so 오늘 저희 집에 선생님께서 다녀가셨어요. 오늘 today our house 선생님께서 my teacher like stopped by. 다녀가셨어요. She stopped by. She visited us. Okay. 그다음에 okay. So those words 휴강, 휴교, 휴학. You will use this word a lot if you are a student. And moving on to the next section, the words that have 휴 in it that are related to 직장. 직장 means workplace. 직장. So the first one is 휴가. 휴가, guys. 휴가. And 휴가 means vacation. And there are many types of 휴가 in workplace, right? So there is a regular vacation that is provided, that legally has to be provided to each employee. So if you are, I think it's different by country and by like different companies, but usually, as per my knowledge, I think if you are like newly employed, if you're a newbie in a certain company, they give you at least 1 day vacation per month. And you can actually like save up the vacation, like the day offs, the leave you call it, right? Leave. You can also say you can save up these like leave days, and like let's say you haven't used your vacation for like 7 months, then you save up like 7 days of vacation, right? You save up 7 days of leave, and you can use it all at once. That's per my knowledge, but I think it's different by like company, as I said. So it's not like, I'm not like 100% certain about this. But that's what 휴가 is, 휴가. And there are different types of 휴가. There are those like mandatory 휴가 that the company has to give you, or there's also like 병가. So 병 means illness. So 병가 would mean the leave that you are given because you're sick. 병가. And there's also, I brought a list here. There's also, 출산휴가도 있다. 출산휴가. So 출산 means giving birth. So if you're giving birth to a child, or if your wife is giving birth to a child, then you can use, you're granted these vacations. 출산휴가. And these days we also have 백신휴가. Vaccine, literally vaccine, right? Vaccine. Not 백신휴신. What's wrong with me? I'm not good at multitasking. 백신휴가. So leave of absence that you get from getting vaccinated. Usually I think they give you like 2 days, or at least a day. 백신휴가. And there's also, I want to mention one more 휴가. 포상휴가. So 포상 means prize, guys, prize. So maybe you contributed a lot to your company and your company is giving back to you, giving you back, like rewarding you basically for all the contributions that you have done. Those kind of vacations we call 포상 휴가. So this is the type of 휴가 that you earn. That's not mandatory, but you earn it. 포상 휴가. And you guys might probably wondering, then is 휴가, I just told you guys 휴가 means vacation, and is it used for school vacation as well? And the answer is no, guys. We rarely use 휴가 for school vacation. So if you're a student, it sounds much more natural to say 방학 for vacation. 방학. So 방학. So this 방, I'm pretty sure it's this Hanja, is it? It means to release. And 학, as you guys remember, it means to study. So it literally means to release a study. So you get released from studying. So it's 방학 means school vacation. School vacation. And just like in many other countries, we have 여름방학, summer vacation, and and we also have 겨울방학, winter vacation. So we use 방학 for school vacation, and 휴가 is usually used for workplace vacation and workplaces. And you can also 휴. What's another? I brought another word that starts with 휴. Oh, okay. 잠깐만요. Let me erase some of these words to get more space. So if you say 휴직, it means you take a break from your job, from your work. So it's kind of like leaving your work temporarily. So it's different from 휴가, in that 휴가 is a much shorter day off, whereas 휴직 is like you're kind of stopping your work temporarily, but for a longer period of time compared to 휴가. So 휴직 is usually you 휴직하다. You would likely 휴직하다 if you have some, I don't know, urgent matters. Urgent matters, like you just gave birth to a child, and so you can ask for 육아휴직. 육아 means raising a child. So 휴직 is for leaving the work temporarily, but for a longer period of time than 휴가, because you have a good reason. 휴직. 그 다음에, so let's move on to the word that has 휴 in it, that's used on a national level. 국가 means nation. It's a Sino-Korean word, and in pure Korean word we say 나라. 나라 also means a country. So there is 휴전, guys. 휴전. And this 전 한자, also is Sino-Korean word. And this 전 means fight. Is it like, 잠깐만 이렇게 쓰는 거 맞나? I'm pretty sure it's written like this. But you don't have to remember the full character, guys. This is just for reference. And also, if you are a Chinese speaker yourself, or if you use Chinese, then this would be a good reference. But it really doesn't matter if you don't know the full Hanja. Just knowing the meaning behind it would be more than enough to learn Korean vocabularies effectively. So 휴전 means fight, and it can also mean war. So 전쟁 means war. 전쟁. So 휴전 means you take a break from the war. So it means like ceasefire, truce, or armistice, right? These are pretty advanced words. 휴전. So if you watch a lot of news or newspaper articles related to the relationship between South Korea and North Korea, you will likely come across this word, 휴전, because North Korea and South Korea are still under ceasefire. because we haven't signed the peace treaty yet. So you can say 한국과 북한은 휴전 중이에요. 휴전 중이에요. So 한국 means South Korea, Republic of Korea, and 북한 means North Korea. So 한국과 and 북한은 휴전 중이에요. They're in the middle of ceasefire. They're in the middle of taking a break from war. So they're under ceasefire. So the war hasn't broken out for several decades, very fortunately, of course, but that doesn't mean we have signed the peace treaty, and that doesn't mean we are unified, right? We're still divided. So that's why every Korean man has the duty to enlist in the military service. So let's learn some related words regarding that. You can say 모든 한국 남자들은 or 남성들은 의무적으로 군대 입대해야 돼요, or 군대에 가야 해요. 군대를 가야 해요. Let's write it like this. 모든 한국 남성들은, 모든 is an adjective that means every, all Korean men, 남성 or 남자들은 의무적으로. So this is a good word, guys. 의무 means duty. So 의무적이다. This is used quite often. It means to be mandatory. To be mandatory. So this word is used quite often. Like, for example, if you are taking a course and there are some mandatory courses, right? You can say like 의무 과정. Mandatory courses, mandatory processes. So 의무 is used a lot. So 의무적으로 would automatically become an adverb that means mandatorily. 한국 남성들은 mandatorily. 군대 means military, guys. Military. And this also means army. So there was a really funny story about this word 군대. So I know that the BTS's fan club is called ARMY, right? And someone used the Google Translator, and the translator translated army to 군대. So the sentence went like 나는 군대다. And I found it really funny because it means you're military, you're army. It doesn't mean you're BTS's army. It means you're like literally in the army. So that was a really cute mistake. But 군대 means army, military. And when we say 군대를 가다, it means to enlist in the military. So literally to go on military, to go on the army. So to enlist in the military. So yes, those are the words that I brought. And yes, that's everything that I brought except for the last one, 휴지. So I was actually quite surprised to know that in 휴지, this 한자, this 시다 한자 is used, because I don't know, for me it doesn't make sense. So this 지, guys, 지 means 종이, paper, and 휴 means to 쉬다, right? To take a rest. So 휴지, so I forgot to tell you the meaning of 휴지 first. 휴지 means toilet paper or tissue. Toilet paper or tissue. So is it a paper that you use while you take a break? I just don't know. I don't know how to comprehend it. I don't know how to understand it in what way, but 휴지 also uses this 한자, 휴지. 휴지 means toilet paper. And if you say 휴지통, it means toilet paper, bin or can. So 휴지통 is usually used to mean a trash can. And there's another word for trash can, which is 쓰레기통. 쓰레기 means trash, garbage. 쓰레기. And 통 means bin, so it literally means a trash bin, trash can. 쓰레기통, 휴지통. 이런 식으로 쓰여요. Okay, so that's all the words that I brought, guys. And I actually have something to show you guys, the Quizlet. 잠깐만요. Let me change it to share all. Okay, so I actually made like a, how do you say, the quiz file. How do you say these cards? The flashcard. Yeah, right. Flashcards. So you can practice, you can review what we learned. And we have pretty much, it has pretty much every word except for some words, some extra words that I mentioned in between classes. It pretty much has everything in it, 25 words. So you can use this to review the words that we learned, that we covered in today's class. And I will share the link in the comment section after I close this live class. Okay, so that's everything that I brought for this class. And thank you so much, guys, for spending a part of your new year studying with me. It's such an honor to be a part of you guys' new year. And thank you so much, guys, once again. And I'll see you in the next lesson. I'm working on grammar lessons and editing. Filming, editing is so, I don't know, it's such a lot of work that, you know, it's taking a lot of time than I expected, but please bear with me. And they're coming. The grammar lessons are coming for a beginner level, for intermediate level. Each of them are coming. So please bear with me, and I'll see you in the next video or class. Bye-bye.